Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Abigail Grace, or Abby, and today we are filming a video that I thought was kind of gonna be like getting out of a reading slump slash like finding a 5-star read. I did just finish a 5-star book, but that was for the previous video, so if you haven't seen my reading new releases video, go watch that. There is a 5-star read in there, but I'm still gonna stay true to this. I feel like while filming that video, I kind of emerged from my slump a little bit, so this is slightly changed, but I do think I'm still gonna do this video ends when I find a 5-star read. So who knows how long this video is gonna be, but I did start a new book. I'm reading on my Kindle. It's called The Next Big Fling, and so far I'm liking it. The premise is that our main character, Marcella, she has been in love with her best friend for years, and he gets engaged, and at his engagement party, his brother, Theo, is there, and she finds out that he's been in love with her best friend's fiance. So her and Theo are each in love with one part of this engaged couple, and in order to kind of help each other get over that, they like fake date slash decide to just have like a rebound fling with each other so they can kind of like move on from the people that they each have been in love with for years. So that's kind of like the general premise. I'm honestly over 50% through. I've read quite a bit of it, and while I don't think it's going to be 5 stars, it is actually really enjoyable. It's a new-ish release. I've kind of had it on my radar for a minute, and it came out last month, I think. It's by Gabriella Gamez. I don't know. But the FMC is like a curvy, I'm going to say Hispanic. They live in San Antonio, like there's a lot of Hispanics and Spanish-speaking people there. She's a librarian, and Theo is an ex-NFL player. He played in the NFL and is just retired, so I'm really enjoying it. It's not a sports romance, even though he's an ex-NFL player. It, I believe, is the first in an interconnected like standalone series called Librarians in Love. So I'm interested to see what the other ones hold. Obviously they aren't out yet because this is the first one and it just came out. So that's what I'm reading. I'll obviously keep you guys updated, but I have several books on my physical TBR and on my like Kindle TBR that I need to read. I'm doing 2 book clubs this month. So one of those books is Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan, and the other is In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros, who wrote Fourth Wing. So I think my next book is going to be In the Likely Event, because I need to read that sooner than Summer Romance, because that book club is actually a week from today, so I need to read it. So that's going to be my next one, I think. We'll see if that one ends up being 5 stars. I'm not really holding out hope for it, unfortunately. I don't know that it's going to be for me, but you know, when you're in a book club, you read the book that people pick. So that's what we're reading this month. But yeah, that's kind of my vibe. This has been a little bit of a long intro, so I will let you go, and I'll be back at some point in the future for me and 1 second for you. Hey team. So I finished The Next Best Fling, and started In the Likely Event, which I told you was my book club pick. I have updates about Next Best Fling. I settled on a rating of 3.75. It was very close to 4 stars, but it just didn't quite hit the mark for me of a 4 star. But it was very close. Definitely not 5, but close to 4. I really liked Theo. He was the MMC. Like, he was definitely giving like Thor vibes, ex-NFL player, like, love. Then, like I said, started this. I'm now 50% in. Was not expecting to like this one, honestly. But something about like a then now timeline always draws me in. Like, I'll read something from the now timeline and I'm like, oh, I really want to see what happens next. But of course I have to read like the past timeline before I get to the present, and like vice versa. And so then I end up like really getting into the storyline. And if you don't know, this kind of has a military plot, which is not my favorite. In fact, I don't know that I've ever really read a book like this with like a military plot line, but basically our 2 main characters meet on a plane like 6 or 7 years in the past, and in the present he is a special forces like officer, and she works like as a aide for a senator, and she shows up in Afghanistan as they're like pulling out of Afghanistan in 2021, and he is assigned as her like protective detail, and you learn more about their past and how they're connected. Obviously I can't really say more without like giving a ton of spoilers, but so far we've kind of made it a few years into like their past, so we're learning more and more about them, and we're also discovering things in the present, which is really interesting. I like seeing how they tie together. But yeah, 50% in. This battery's about to die, but Kate's of course gonna sit like right in front of my face. I'm gonna try and read a little bit more, but it's 11:15, so I'll probably go to bed in like 10 minutes. But just wanted to give you a little update because I have done quite a bit of reading since the last time I spoke to you. So that's all for now. Okay, I'm like 70%, actually probably more like 80% into In the Likely Event. And you know what is probably one of the most heart-wrenching tropes in all of literature? The what letters trope, or the you did, like those kind of tropes where it's like, oh, so it wasn't that you didn't love me, it's just that someone sabotaged us, or we missed each other in the airport or something like that. That's not what happened here, but like things like that where it's just like, oh my gosh, just heart-wrenching. That like I'm thinking of The Notebook, obviously, where what's her name is like talking to Noah, Allie, and he's like, I sent you letters every day for a year, and she never got them. Like, heart-wrenching. The years they could have had together, and the pain that both of them had, like knowing they loved each other all along and could never be, and were not together, and like everything he was doing was for her, and she had like tried to move on. Oh, truly, this book is giving The Notebook, but like a modern-ish version. So there's that. I'm almost done with the book. I have, I don't know, probably an hour left to read. I'm gonna finish it and I'll update you in the end. But that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Is it just me? But I always think about contraception when there's a sex scene in a book. If I don't see/read them putting the condom on or having a conversation about birth control, I automatically assume there's going to be an accidental pregnancy. Until proven otherwise, I assume there's going to be an accidental pregnancy. If they have sex and I don't hear about birth control, I'm concerned. Red flag immediately going off in my brain. So, needless to say, there's a flag going off in my brain right now. Obviously, I won't be able to keep you updated because I don't want to give any spoilers, but I will say you knew they were going to have sex. And I haven't seen a condom or heard a discussion about birth control, so feeling concerned. False alarm, people. It was a false alarm. We're all good. Okay. I do have to confess, that was much better than I thought it was going to be. As I mentioned, the then-now timeline always seems to pull me in. This had like elements of Notebook, which I love. It was definitely at times like, I don't know, it was very military centric, which is like interesting. It was set during like 2021 when the US was pulling out of Afghanistan and everyone was trying to evacuate, which is actually like a very traumatic time like in US history and our history like of being in the Middle East. Very crazy. Like it displaced a lot of people. We had a lot of like refugees, asylum seekers trying to come to the US. So that was definitely like interesting to see that kind of setting. But you know, I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Again, I might change that. This was my book club book for the month, and I always seem to nitpick things more once I actually get to book club and everyone's talking about it and I'm like, oh yeah, hated that. So sadly, I sometimes get swayed by the group, so we'll see. But for now, I'm sitting at 4. It could be like 3.5. So that's where I'm at for that. But sadly, not 5 stars. So we are on to the next one. Okay. So I completely forgot that I was filming this video, but I'm in my jammies. I'm honestly about to go to bed. It's 11, but I just finished Summer Romance. I don't know if I even told you I was starting this. The last time I talked to you, I was finishing In the Likely Event, which I ended up giving 4 stars. Then I jumped into this, which is the other book club book for my second book club that I was reading this month. And didn't update you once, didn't even tell you I was starting this. But I started it yesterday and read probably 70 pages. And then today, this afternoon after work, I just sat down and like couldn't put it down, truly. Do I have like a giddy feeling after finishing it? Yes. Is it 5 stars? I think it's 4.5. which is good. We're working our way up. But do I see myself really, really thinking about these characters months down the line? Maybe not. I see myself rereading this, that's for sure. Like, and this is where it gets down to the nitty-gritty. A lot of my 4-star reads I would reread. 3 stars, less likely to. 5 stars, definitely. But 5 stars, I think about them. There's lines that stick out to me. There's moments, you know? And not to say that this wasn't a really good book, but it is short and it felt a little, I don't know. It felt a little rushed at parts, and I couldn't even like pinpoint what they were really, but needless to say, I'm giving this 4.5. Since I never talked about this, the premise is a single mom who's been separated but is now like going through a divorce. She has 3 kids. She meets someone and she decides that she's gonna try and have like a summer romance with this man. But as it goes, can anything really just be a summer romance, or is she just getting it up with her heart broken? You know, she wants it to just be a fun and easy way for her to like get back into herself, but of course it turns into something more. And I really think Annabelle Monaghan writes like a really good, almost women's fiction rom-com, because her FMCs are usually like women in their late 30s or 40s, like who are falling in love later in life, who are single moms, who have kids. This is second, like a, you know. So I think like this is the type of thing that I would totally be like, recommend this to my mom. That's how I feel about Nora Goes Off Script. I haven't read her other book. I don't remember what the title is, but there's another one by her that I haven't read. But since I enjoyed this one so much, and I think I gave Nora Goes Off Script 5 stars, I've really enjoyed both of her books. I do think that I will have to get the other one that I haven't read and read it, because I will probably really enjoy it. So those are my thoughts on summer romance. Now I have to pick another book. I do have one on Kindle that I've been wanting to read. It's a hockey romance. It's The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson. So I think that's going to be my next read. Yeah. Is it risky to pick that one? Yes. Because I don't have a strong suspicion that it's going to be 5 stars, but I have been really wanting to read it. And it's a new release, so I'm just going to go with my gut. Read it. It probably won't take me that long to read, so if it's not 5 stars, that's okay. We'll pick another one that I have like good feelings about, which I think is either going to be The Getaway List by Emma Lord or The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. I'm going to read The Game Changer? Yep, The Game Changer. And when that is over, and if it's not 5 stars, I'll read one of those two, because I feel like those have been on my radar for a while that I think are going to be really good. But I'm sure this video is very long. I've been talking a lot, so that's going to be all for tonight. I need to go to bed. I have an early morning tomorrow with work, so goodbye for now. Hey team, so as I said last night, I started The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson, who wrote, what did she write? The Nanny and The Fake Mate. Yep, those are both by Lana. So far it's like really cute. I love it. It's gonna be, I believe, like fake dating, friends to lovers. I'm excited and I'm feeling hopeful. Do I think it's gonna be 5 stars? As I said last night, I don't know, but I do think it's gonna be like 4. It's gonna be in that range. So I'm about to go to dinner with friends. We're going to Chili's, so I'm very excited, but just wanted to give a little update. I'm 25% in. Let's see, what am I at? Actually, 22% in. So that's my little update for now, but so far so good. Also, poor Kate has like, her paw is injured. I'm not gonna be able to get it to show on camera, but like she got blood all like on my sheets, so I need to change my sheets, but poor girl. And like it's a little on here. It's like bad when she goes in her litter box because the litter gets like stuck in the like wound, and then she tries to lick it to get the litter out, and that's when it starts like bleeding. So I got a little cone for her to wear, so hopefully she stops licking it. But poor girl, poor girl. So we are giving lots of snuggles and love. Let's see if I can show it to you. She won't like it, but she's like, what are you doing? Why are you holding me like that? Can you see that there? It does not look good. You see me sniff it to see if I could smell like pus or anything like that, but I just don't know. I tried to like wrap it up, but she wouldn't like let me. It wouldn't stay on. So I might like order on Amazon some like wound care like stuff. This is besides the point, but they make like wound care spray. They also have pet wound. I might do this and try it out. See if it works. Okay, this is besides the point, but thanks for coming along with me on making this decision. Where is my... Here it is. There's so many addresses on our Amazon account. Okay, I gotta go to Chili's, but order placed. I hope Kate feels better. I just feel bad. And like I tried to call the vet and they were like, you could take her to the emergency vet, but it just like doesn't feel like a big enough deal to like pay for an emergency like vet. But I feel like it could heal on its own if we like take care of it here. So we're gonna try something new, see if it works, but yeah. Hey team, so reading update. I finished The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson. I ended up giving that one 4 stars. It was good. It's a hockey romance. Like, it was brother's best friend. I think it was really good, but not 5 stars. And I know this video is long, so I didn't want to like bog down with a ton of like footage from me talking about it, but finished that one. And I started The Getaway List, which I mentioned I was between reading this one and The Lost Story, and I ended up picking up this one. I'm actually like, I only have like this much left. I'm on page 215. Kate, come here. Wait, sorry. Kate's been having, did I tell you she's been having like issues? So she's wearing a little cone when she's not going to the bathroom because she's been licking her paw and it needs to heal. Anyway, I'm 200 pages into this book. I'm actually really enjoying it so far. It's, depending on how the ending goes, like it could be 5 stars for sure, which is not surprising. I picked it up because I was hoping it would be 5 stars. Obviously, as every book I pick up, I hope is 5 stars, but because of Begin Again, which is also by Emma Lord, I read last year and gave 5 stars. I had high hopes for this one, and so far I'm not disappointed. Again, depending on how the ending goes, it could be 5 stars. So I'm sitting down right now, about to finish it. Got my iced coffee. Kate's here with me. We're gonna finish this up in probably this sitting. So I should have an update for you soon on if it's 5 stars or not. Lots of emotions. I'm gonna finish this and I'll come back with final thoughts. Okay, we have finished The Getaway List by Emma Lord. Did you see me crying? Because I was crying. So the basic premise of this is that our main character and her high school, or like, I guess it's like childhood best friend. Her name's Riley, his name is Tom. They're childhood best friends, and when like the summer before they go into high school, him and his mom moved to New York City, and they are now graduated from high school. It's the summer like after high school graduation, and she decides like they're still friends, but they haven't like hung out or really seen each other since he moved. And so she decides she's gonna go up to New York for the weekend and see him. But her mom is like not happy about it. She kind of goes against her mom to do it. And they decide they're gonna try and complete some of the items on the getaway list, which is this list they created over the years that they've been a part of, like things they're going to do when they're together. And so they basically spend what turns out to be the whole summer working on the items on this getaway list. They create this fun like friend group of people they kind of collect to do these items together with them. And I don't want to just say it was really good without like, it's so hard to talk about books, you know, without giving things away, while being spoiler free. But obviously Riley and her mom, as I mentioned, like had a little kerfuffle when she decided to go to New York. And you find out that Tom is having some issues with his mom as well. Both of their moms are single moms, so that's something to note. And you kind of get to see them like work out the issues that they've had with their friendships, with their mom, like the loneliness of like the last few years where they've been apart. And honestly, like Riley was such a good, like, relatable main character. She has this line, I should have marked it, where like she's talking about how she always felt like she was too much. I need to find it. Yes. It's strange to be this belatedly embarrassed for something I can't fully remember, but I remember well enough how even when I was little, I was aware that I was a bit too much, too loud, too sharp-tongued, too curious. How even by that age, I was trying anything I could do not to be. Because I was trying not to call attention to myself, trying not to be different. And honestly, that scene felt very seen in that moment. Obviously there's a little bit of romance, but this was really good. Very well done, Emma. And I don't think I can give this 5 stars. I do think this is like 4.5. Unfortunately. I'll give it some more thought. I did just finish it, but I don't know. So, those are my thoughts for now. I'll come back when I start reading the next book. Unfortunately, I really was hoping this would be the last book. How many books have I read in this video? I started with The Next Best Fling, and then I read In the Likely Event, Summer Romance, The Game Changer, and now this. That's 5 books. I didn't give Summer Romance 5 stars either, which was also a really good book. This might be 5 stars. I don't know. I don't want to give it 5 just because I'm like trying to find 5 stars and like force it. I'm gonna wait to give a rating, think on it some more, and I'll come back because it could be 5 stars. I just need to think about it a little bit more. So for now, those are my thoughts. I'll come back later. Hello. I just wanted to hop on real quick because the last clip that I filmed was me saying how I wasn't sure if the getaway list was 5 stars. I did end up landing on 5 stars for that one, which is 1, exciting because it was a really good book, and 2, means that this video is over. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I read really good books in this video, even though I only had 1 5-star, so definitely check some of them out. Follow me on Goodreads, TikTok, Instagram. I post a lot of more up-to-date stuff on those places, so check me out there. Subscribe if you liked this video, and I'll see you somewhere else on the internet. Bye, guys.